Hello, good morning, everyone. So before I begin, I just want to double check if everyone can see and hear me properly. If not, please write down in the chat, and then we'll wait a few seconds. Okay, that's good news. All right, so first of all, thanks for joining. And quick intro about me. My name is Twan. I'm the Managing Director of Label None. We are a white label marketing agency, so we support our customers with a shortage in capacity or skills. And those skills are related to digital marketing. So think about SEO, PPC, social media management, and also data and analytics. And the webinar today is going to take around 30 minutes, and then we will end with a Q&A at the end. So please, if you have any questions, please write them in the chat. My colleagues are monitoring them, and then at the end, we are happy to go over them. So let's dive into the topics for today. So first off, we're going to discuss how to overcome challenges that agencies face. Second, we'll talk about AI-driven marketing for growth and innovation. Then driving profitability supported by AI. Then we talk about ROE, and then specifically about AI and campaign management. We'll talk about some of the tooling that AI has to offer. Then we'll also talk about ChatGPT 3 and 4. Then we'll talk about some of the plugins that comes with ChatGPT 4. Then, of course, we'll talk about ChatGPT as well. We'll talk about Midjourney and the evolution, and then we wrap it up with a conclusion. And then we touch on the final message. And then we go to the Q&A, which will be done by Bart, myself, and Christus. So at Label None, we've been fortunate to collaborate with more than 35 international agencies. And this has provided us with lots of valuable insights and experiences. So think about agencies that focus more on content or strategy, to those that, offer more like complete marketing solutions. And we can say that we've gathered lots of information simply by working with them and throughout the conversations that we had. We got to understand some of the main challenges that agencies face, and we'd like to share these insights in this webinar. So let's dive in. So as the topic of the webinar suggests, the main challenge is, so to say, that running an agency efficiently while maintaining healthy profit margins is hard. And before the rise of AI, this has always been the case. But with AI, becoming more widespread amongst the agencies, the pressure to innovate is growing. So you can say that the need to run an agency efficiently has become more and more important. First and foremost, agencies often face the pressure of delivering high quality work within tight deadlines. So balancing the client demands and ensuring timely delivery can feel like, let's say, a juggling act. And this calls for efficient project management, effective resource allocation, and streamlined workflows. And on top of that, agencies must also manage the ever changing client expectations, which is adding an extra layer of complexity. Furthermore, keeping up with the latest industry trends and embracing the latest technologies is a must for agencies to stay ahead of the game. Because after all, the clients choose an agency not just to outsource work or tasks, but also for its expertise and know-how. So this leads to agencies to make ongoing investments in continuous learning, training, upgrading tools. However, these expenses, can put a strain on the budgets and potentially affect profit margins if not handled smartly. So one way to tackle these challenges, agencies can, and I believe, need to leverage the power of AI. So AI can automate repetitive tasks. It can improve data analysis and enhance decision-making processes. And those are all activities that happen a lot within marketing agencies, right? So by harnessing AI, agencies can streamline their operations, reduce costs, and boost productivity. But AI doesn't stop at making those things easier. It can bring a whole new level of possibilities to the table. So from personalized customer experiences to predictive analytics, it really opens door to untapped potential. So, to succeed in this industry, agencies should have a comprehensive understanding of their markets, meaning knowing what the competitors are doing, and also be equipped with expert knowledge. So, this knowledge is crucial in crafting campaigns that then lead to the desired results and impressing the end customer. So by leveraging the capabilities that AI bring, agencies can not only gain efficiency, but they can also gain valuable insights and make informed decisions based on data-driven predictions. So today we're going to explore how AI, including chatbots, ChatGPT-4, its plugins, and other tools can help marketing agencies boost their profits and thrive in this competitive industry. And by not only efficiency, but also automating personalization, streamlining repetitive tasks, and predicting future trends. So, as I mentioned earlier, AI-driven marketing is essential, for driving growth and innovation within the marketing agency. But then the question still remains, like, how can we effectively incorporate AI to stay ahead of the game? So, embracing AI allows us to tap into new possibilities. And I'm sure that you frequently stumble upon like AI-based marketing tools that catch your interest, Just take a peek at your LinkedIn feed, which is likely overflowing with recommendations from all sorts of people providing information about those tools. Well, at least for me, mine for sure is. So then making a convincing case for investing in the right technologies and adapting an AI-driven approach can be, a real challenge, because it's tough where to start and how to prioritize. So here's an image featuring lots of popular marketing tools and channels that are commonly used within agencies. Here are some images that contain even more tools, but then focused on AI. And there are hundreds or maybe even thousands more available. So I'm sure you get my point. But what is good to realize is that, investment doesn't stop with simply testing them or paying the licensing fees. It also involves like convincing decision makers within your organization, perhaps, or change management, or implementation, or training and monitoring. And for sure that these costs will accumulate over time as well. But here's the thing. With the right guidance and expertise, you can navigate through this maze successfully. So picture this. Limited access to advanced data analytics platforms, or a budget that falls short for hiring, for example, SEO experts or designers or PPC specialists. Like, these limitations can put a damper on the agency's ability to deliver top-notch campaigns and, to truly hit the mark for the clients. So marketing agencies aim to attract and retain top talent. Payroll expenses tend to increase. And, those skilled professionals, especially those with an expertise in AI, are in high demand, as the importance, as we discussed earlier, within the industry increases. So this results in that these professionals, they ask for higher salaries due to the demanded skills, and the knowledge. So the cost of acquiring, retaining top talent can really contribute to the rise in costs and thereby impacting profit margins. So in a market where skilled marketing specialists are scarce, agencies might wonder, can AI replace talents? Can that be the solution, or to potentially lower costs? And what I think that may be the case sometimes, for some cases, the key, lies in selecting the right tools and working with a team of skilled specialists who embrace AI. But then should you invest in more resources or focus on adapting more AI process and tooling? Well, I think the answer is likely a combination of both. And you probably, heard this already, but I believe we cannot emphasize it enough. There still exists a misconception that AI will replace the human effort. But I believe that's far from truth, because agencies embrace and adapt to the latest, like AI trends, will actually take the lead in the marketing industry. And a famous quote that, I hear all the time is that AI will not replace you, but the people using AI will. So it's all about, integrating this within your way of working, and then finding that perfect balance between human creativity and AI-powered assistance. So by partnering up with industry leaders and attending webinars, such as this one, and perhaps seeking expert consultancy, you'll gain valuable insights and knowledge to help you with your decision-making process. And doing through like research is key in understanding the latest trends and identifying the most effective tools for your agency. So by combining the research and smart resource management, defining clear priorities and creative thinking, I'm sure you can boost, the profit margins, and then be successful in the competitive marketing landscape. So invest the time and effort into research, leverage valuable resources, and watch your agency stay ahead of the game. And by the way, you can also demand AI expertise from your suppliers to further enhance your capabilities. It's all about finding that right balance between, leveraging the best of both worlds to drive success in the landscape. So let's start by explaining how AI-driven marketing can help maximizing ROE while minimizing the costs. At Label None, our specialists leverage AI to assist with repetitive tasks and by standardizing prompts and analyzing data. So by automating tasks and optimizing resource allocation, we conducted an internal analysis that revealed an efficiency of our resources of approximately 20 to 30% through the implementation of AI. We looked at the comparison of workflows and the operations involved. So by using AI for optimizations, targeting, and data-driven insights, we were able to accomplish the same task for our clients in significantly less time. So resulting in a boost of like 25 to 30% of ROI. So the outcome was like happy agency, happy end customer. So now let's quickly dive deeper into the analysis. So prior to the introduction of AI-based marketing tools, campaign management had already undergone some level of automation. However, it lacked the thinking power that AI brings to the table. So a significant portion of the task relied still on human judgment, leading to manual effort and the consumption of valuable time. But now, thanks to AI, we've been able to automate around 60% of these tasks. It's like having a super efficient teammate that takes care of the repetitive work, leaving the people, the specialists, free to shine in these areas where the skills truly make a difference. So to wrap things up from my side, let me give you an example of how we achieved this efficiency. So our specialist, Chris, he faced a challenge in handling a high volume of low budget campaigns within a limited time frame given by this client. So typically, the time was not sufficient. But however, by using AI, we were able to meet the client requirements and provide precise insights. So he conducted tests to connect OpenAI with Google Sheets using an API. He automated and standardized lots of tasks that was previously handled by him. And he used ChatGPT-4. He used a plugin called Link Reader, which allowed him to summarize and extract information from various types of content. So think about PDFs, web pages, images, those kind of things. And this plugin helped him to simplify the process. So it made him to, do the research a lot easier. So trying out these tools is super important for our specialists. So it helps them to stay ahead of the game and understanding what these tools can do. So figure out how effective they are and then sort out any issues that may pop up. That helps us with fostering an innovative company culture. So Chris will be joining us during the Q&A at the end of the presentation if you have any more questions specifically about this. But for now, it's the time to pass the mic to my colleague, Bart Knijnenberg. He's an AI marketing expert, and he will dive into the more, let's say, technical side of things. and he'll explain more how AI assists us in helping us while keeping the cost low.
Hello, everyone. I already saw some names that I know, so I think it's still a good idea for me to also tell a little bit about you guys, who I am, what I do here at Label None, but also, well, I'm not going to tell you about how I have my wine fetish. So I'm Bart Knijnenberg. I'm the head of marketing here at Label None, a startup that we started in September 2022. I was actually the OG, the first employee of the company. Very proud of it, hence the reason why I need to say this. And I've been using AI ever since ChatGPT became a bigger thing and way more known on LinkedIn and all. I saw all my colleagues and competitors using it, and I was like, holy shit, I really need to dig into this. And I do have 12 years of experience in online marketing. Specifically, I have a performance marketing background, ranging from different kind of agencies to also end customers, client side, e-commerce, B2B, D2C, B2G, etc. To present, I'm going to share with you guys a little bit more about how I've been using in the last year right now, how I was using AI. But to start off, I will need to explain a little bit more about the different types of artificial intelligence out there, because there are 5 major ones that we are using. It's not only ChatGPT nowadays anymore. I do feel that I need to talk a little bit about conversational, generative, predictive, prescriptive, interpretative, and perceptive AI. But probably not everyone knows what I'm talking about right now, so let me explain a little bit what it is about. So conversational AI, this refers to AI systems designed to converse with humans in a natural, human-like manner. Examples include, let's say, Siri or Alexa, Google Assistant. Then we're talking about generative AI. Generative models can generate new content. They used in creating music, video, images, text. And well, no, it's GPT-4, of course, a language model trained by OpenAI. Predictive AI. This type of AI is used to predict future occurrences based on historical data. So think of it as the following. If something happens in the financial market, actually this kind of model can help you find information what the future of the specific stocks can be. Or in marketing, what kind of data do you need so you can actually predict the information and therefore have a competitive advantage on your competitors, knowing a little bit like how is the market going to evolve. Prescriptive AI, it's just the decision open options to tackle a particular problem. It goes way further than predictive AI, offering actually actions instead of just this is the information that you have. Then we still have interpretative AI. It can interpret complex patterns of data. Think as it as an image for radiology in healthcare. It understands what's going on, but I also know about an app that is actually scanning moles on the skin and see if it is growing cancer or not. Perceptive AI. It interacts with the environment with some levels of perception. Visually, auditory, they can recognize and interpret sensory input. So for me, AI-based marketing tools are a total game changer for boosting our business marketing strategy, but also for other agencies that we're working for right now. They bring some serious benefits on the table, because when we're talking about how can I make my work as efficient as possible, knowing that we are working for more than 35 clients, and I do have a lot of actually stakeholders and people that I need to communicate with, but also still do the execution of side of things and also do some sales, some HR. I mean, it's a startup, so we need to do a lot of things. So how can I make myself more efficient? Well, I was so happy to hear that actually when ChatGPT came, at least some of my efforts were able to be automated or to be made a lot easier, at least. For an example, I have also set up the lead generation for Label None. We are talking about personalization. Think about a Google Sheet that is connected via an API with ChatGPT that actually is collecting data from all the different kind of social media platforms of all the different kind of people that we have out there, creating a specific image that we can then upload again in our other system, Lemlist, that can send out direct emails to these kind of partners or leads that we're having. It gives so many potential that, and so much of a higher CTR that we don't really know how we did it actually already before this time, because back then it was just shooting aimlessly, and now we can automate it with a very limited amount of hands, but still work more efficiently. Yeah, and what I really enjoy about AI right now is just, I really hate mind-numbing repetitive tasks. They eat up my time, they eat up my resources. I really prefer that I can spend that time on either the human side of consultancy or actually on doing the real execution side and making progress on things. So these tools really help me out. So talking about GPT, everyone knows GPT-3. Everyone knows, I hope, as well, GPT-4. There's a difference between the two of them, and you can actually see it already in this image. So underneath it, you see an amount of number. It's actually 170 billion parameters that GPT-3 is using. What does that mean? That means that it has a data set that is so big that it has, like I said, 175 billion parameters. However, if you're looking at GPT-4, the model where it's based on, it's 100 trillion parameters, which means it's way more effective, way more reliable, with a lot more data, and it comes closer and closer to human behavior, understanding what's going on, actually advise you. Hence the reason why it's so interesting right now what's going on. GPT-5 is also coming. It's not going to be as big as a progress as this tool that you see in the image right here, but there are going to be so many other applications added to it, and still being bigger and therefore more trustworthy. We are going to need to have this as soon as possible to have that competitive advantage as well. So when I'm looking into the possible or the good things about these GPT-4 things, that again, the reliability on data is so much bigger. It's perfect, especially when you're using the sentence "act like an expert." I know it's a stupid sentence, but understanding this image gives you a grasp of the amount of data there's around. And AI, you have to see it as they are doing a prediction. So if you have a lot of data, that means it's just going to create an average out of it. It's going to create because of I have so much data about this, it's going to be probably something like that. But if you're asking it to be an expert, it's actually going to focus on quality data instead of just the overall good. So add this sentence. I really love about GPT-4 and specifically the ChatGPT, which is using right now because they're in the Netherlands, or actually I'm in Spain, but we're still closed off on Bart and the Bing chat. And now you, of course, have the plugins. So that gives you access to the web. Access to the web means that you can crawl. When I was the head of marketing and growth at the Next Web, I actually used to have a very great employee. It was incredible, and he was very great in Python. I had no clue how he was able to scrape the web or how he was able to scrape social media, LinkedIn profiles, so we can also create a big lead list. And now it's just a matter of writing this prompt in ChatGPT, using the right plugin, and there you go. I'm sorry, Evgeny, if you hear this, but I don't need you anymore. And then, of course, we have the data and analytics insights. So same thing happened as well in my previous job and also wherever I work for. It's way easier now to create statistical models, to create graphs. And with more data, it's going to be more accurate as well. You can just say like, don't make an assumption, use the data that you have, fill it in. And that is really one of the stronger points right now. So for the next part, Yeah, I'll see it myself. I want to talk a little bit about the plugins. So one of the things that I'm using as well is the form generation plugin. This plugin enables businesses to collect a lot of data. Again, I was already talking about the scraping part, but this one is going to be a mind over, how do you call it? A game changer. Specifically because the competitiveness on the market is going to be huge. And like Twan already said, the fact that you are not going to be replaced by AI, but actually you're going to be replaced by marketeers that are going to use AI. This is truly the case if you're not going to use this. Also not for your clients. Looking at the other one is the diagram generation plugin. So I already said a little bit about creating the graphs in the previous slide, but again, right now, these are the two plugins that can really help the amount of time that you spend in your work to decrease, because these two are so easily to use and so easily to get. I can highly recommend it. Right, so then one of my favorites though, even though it's still in a form of experimentation, I believe, people will disagree with me on this one, but because it's already out there for some time, but in terms of that it's quite new, I mean that the fact that it's still not very UX friendly to install and therefore easy to use, but the possibilities with this AI, it's incredible. AutoGPT, it can not only generate text, but it can actually act for you. So instead of creating a really big prompt, you can say something like, all right, I want you to, and I actually did this, I want you to automate my email inbox. Currently, there are 999 emails in my inbox, and I am unable to cope with all these emails. Can you see if it's my tone of voice? Can you see if you can prioritize the emails? And can you give me an overview at the end of the day, what kind of emails are still important or open, and what you have sent? And basically, it is going to start understanding like, all right, so to do this, I will need to have access to your email. Can I get the certificates from online? All right, so I'm now into your inbox. How can I prioritize your email? What is important? So he's going to give you some examples of like, all right, I do see that there are deadlines standing within your email. So that must be an important factor. Do you agree? And you simply press yes. And then he's going forward again. He says like, all right, so I've now prioritized your emails. So what kind of tone of voice do you want me to use? Because I've seen so many different kind of emails. Do you think it would be this email that is quite similar as what you would like me to write about? And I say, yes. And basically what it does, it's actually writing my emails from time to time. From time to time, with the reason that I don't want it to be in full control, because sometimes I do still need to be doing some human interaction with it. But again, the amount of time that I am spending on this kind of arbitrage work, it is decreasing quite significantly. And hopefully in the near future, and as AI is growing so quickly, it will go down very fast as well, the amount of time that I'll be putting into this. So what else? Currently, Twan also asked me as well, like, oh, Bart, we have HubSpot. Can we actually, have more reliable data and enrich it more easily? And currently, you just can ask AutoGPT, like, we have this data in HubSpot. Can you enrich it in a way that a sales manager or someone doing sales can improve his work? And then he goes through the same cycle again. All right, I see this, so I advise to do that. Do you want me to do this? And then you say yes or no, and basically he does the next step. It makes your life easy. And again, it's incredible. Additionally, Midjourney. So I'm not sure if everyone has seen this, but I find this incredible as well. I am a shit graphic designer, just so for everyone to know. I'm a previous performance manager. I can't do Photoshop, at least now I can because it's also as AI, but I can't do that. I'm a Photoshop. But looking at the speediness of how quickly it evolves, going from month to month, I'm not talking about years, I'm talking about months, going from, let's say, a cartoony style graphic to a almost a lifelike image with the same prompt in matter of months. This is also going to be the same way that's going to happen with text to video instead of only text to image. So imagine how fast you can actually work. Imagine the fact that a social media manager is not reliant anymore on a graphic designer that didn't deliver his work quickly enough. It's just a matter of a prompt, and it's not going to take very long. You need less people, and you can work more efficiently, more quicker. You have less emails or communication going around. It will help you a lot. In conclusion, so AI is the real deal. When it comes to marketing agencies looking to boost their profit margins with the help of AI-driven marketing tools. Agencies can automate repetitive tasks, optimize resource allocation, and make smarter decisions. This means accomplishing tasks more quickly, maximizing the use of resources, and increasing overall productivity. AI is the master of personalization. I already told you guys, all right, the fact that it can scrape actually social media platforms, all the data that we've given to the internet, it will give you a benefit and an unfair advantage on anything that you're doing. And again, making a tailor-made experience within the segmentation, within every funnel or flywheel that you're creating. It is how you can do it really quickly with not a lot of effort. Instead of working weeks on something, you can do it in days. Then we, of course, have to import, it's important to emphasize the significance of human reviews to maintain accuracy and relevance. Basically, what I'm meaning with that is that we need to conduct thorough research and seek expert guidance when needed. So these tools can also do that for you. It can actually create a timeline for you, how you can learn something, where you can learn it, and probably how long it will take you. So use it. And therefore, collaborating with specialists and utilizing AI tools enhances quality and results. So in order to be that marketer that doesn't want to get replaced, and you're not using AI-based marketing right now yet, it's time to embrace the power of it. It really is. So we're coming to the Q&A right now, and I would like to thank you all by joining our webinar. If you have any questions left so far, let us know in the chat right now, and we'll try to provide you with the right answers and feedback as well as we can. Thanks again. So, Christopher, I'm going to you.
Yeah. Hey, sorry about that. Hey, yeah, I just want to quickly introduce myself. I'm Christopher. I'm a PPC/data specialist here at Label None. And I've been using AI for the last, I think, 6 months. I discovered it around December when it first launched, the GPT-3. And from then on, I tried to learn the best ways it can help me during my day-to-day stuff, how I can analyze data, how it can help me with communications with clients. So yeah, I've learned quite a bit, I think, and there's some things I can share. So if you have any questions, feel free to write in the chat. In the meantime, I can talk about how I use it daily. I think there's 3 main points I want to cover, like the plugins, the communication, and creating content. I think those are the most powerful things I use chat mainly now. So we covered a bit the plugins during the presentation, but I want to go maybe a bit deeper into that. As a PPC specialist, as a data specialist, there's I think 3 main plugins I use. It's the link reader, is the competitor PPC analysis plugin, and the diagram plugin. I think those have really changed my workflow in general, starting from analyzing campaigns, writing maybe researching keywords, writing copy, headlines, descriptions. It is really easy with the link reader to first give the landing page, give some competitor sites, give the it brings all the information into chat and it can analyze for you. You can write follow-up questions and chat will give a very, very thought-out response. I use also the PPC competitor analysis tool. This one, you can give either the name of the competitor or you can give the website, and it's going to analyze all the active and I believe also previously ran campaigns and which keywords they target, what are their ads, and you can really dive deep in combination with Link Reader plugin. You can combine these two tools and come up with really good copy and strategies as well. I see a comment that can you repeat the plugins of PPC Specialist? Yeah, of course. Link Reader is the number one. You can find it in the chat plugin store. It's one of the first ones. I think it's one of the most popular ones. There's one called Competitor PPC Analysis. And there's the diagram plugin. I'm not sure how it's specifically called, but just type diagram and it should pop up. It's very, very powerful. You can give certain instructions or based on previous prompts, previous information, it can create diagrams for you that can you save as a JPEG, I think, and including emails in presentations. It really saves a lot of time. And since an image speaks 1,000 words, I think it's much more easier for clients to understand my point when I'm giving a presentation with that. And if you have any other questions, please feel free to share. I'm going to move on to communications, how it really helps me increase the speed. I can reply to clients. I can summarize information. Chat I basically use all the time when I get a new brief from a client or new emails. I like to summarize all the stuff I have, pop it into chat, all the emails, the briefs, and ask for action points, ask for potential questions, ask if there's something I need to follow up on. Give me really a task breakdown that is much more easy to comprehend for myself. I know as humans we can do it ourselves, but chat does such a great job at that. I think it's a really, really key function of that I use daily. Another question, can you share an example of 2 times that you've been amazed by what it did for you? Definitely. I'm not a developer at all, but recently I've picked up a lot of data stuff for myself, and the way it writes code for you in an easy to understand manner. I've learned the basics of code without any courses, anything, just by using chat, by asking questions. I just started with sheet questions, how I can automate in Sheets tasks. How do I write formulas? And then I moved on to more complex. I'm now writing scripts for Google Apps, so I can automate emails based on my sheets. It's just amazing how quickly you can learn with chat and what it can provide for you. Before with ChatGPT 3, it required some more refinement of the prompt, but now with ChatGPT 4, I think I can do it with one try. I can already get a code that's working for me. And I think also copy-wise, it really impresses me copy-wise. Once I provide all the briefs and the emails and everything, the context, the more info you give it, the better it's going to be. I've written copies for very, very complex subjects in a matter of 2 hours. Clients have been very impressed with that. Clients have been very happy with that. The way I can really increase my output is just amazing with chat. I don't know if I could ever go back to that, honestly. And I think the last point I wanted to mention was creating content. It's basically what I just mentioned. Once you give the brief, the emails, everything, the more information you share, the better it can provide the content. I'm talking about copies. I'm talking about headlines, even images. Based on description, it can write you what images you should use. So questions coming in via email. Can you elaborate specifically on the solutions ChatGPT gave you? How did the process look like, and what is the outcome? I think the most important part, you need to start with a great structured prompt. This sounds a bit bizarre, but you should talk to it like a human. Honestly, that is my approach. I give full sentences, I give context, I give deadlines. Being very, very specific, the prompt can look like 3 paragraphs. But honestly, that's when I get the best responses for the most complex questions. And then I also when I want to ask for specific solutions, I always ask for action points and like walk me through how I should do it. I think those are the best outcomes. Sorry. I think yeah, we're about to be done with the webinar. So yeah, one more question. With knowledge on the topic. I think Bart should answer that. He has the most experience with that. So yeah.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. So the beautiful thing of it, ChatGPT is free and it's quite accurate as well, especially now the 3.5 version. And you can just ask that ChatGPT as well, like, all right, so I want to learn more about AI or the evolution of it. How should I learn it, and what steps should I take to do so? It can provide you this specific timeline, which can help you understanding it and how you can add it to your day-to-day business. So I would definitely just suggest ask it, just like Christer said. I'm using it as well as a human being that you're just asking it, like a life coach almost. Well, wouldn't suggest that, but at least as a business coach. And then it can actually, yeah, like I said, provide you a lot of information. Any other questions, or was this it, guy? All right. Then again, thanks everyone so much for joining this webinar, and hopefully we'll be able to see you guys for the next one, as well as we'll be hopefully doing this a little bit more often. Yeah, next time I hope it will be in a month again during the day. Sign up for our newsletter. We'll be providing more information about prompts, about AI and development within Label None, or hook us up on LinkedIn. We are always able to provide more information. If you have any questions regarding the webinar or AI or marketing, go to Twan or myself, and we'll help you as good as we can. All right, guys, thank you so much, and have a good day.